Do you put forth maximum effort into your ideas and ventures only to be disappointed with mediocre results? Has your strong work ethic driven you to a frenzy on some of your projects but only yielded minuscule results? Have you ever forsaken that work, life, hobby balance and then gave 100% to only one of those buckets? And was it left feeling like, man, that was just a waste of time? Maybe your efforts weren't the issue at all. Maybe beating your head against the wall and wondering why the wall hasn't crumbled and just left you with nothing but a throbbing headache. Oh man, these things can happen when we put all of our efforts and our juice into one basket, but could it be that your juice wasn't worth the squeeze? Come on, cousins, and let's pod about it.
In a world fraught with confusion, one man will break his silence. There was only one man for the job.
Come on, cousins, let's pod about it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Welcome back, cousins, to another episode of Word to the Wise with the exclamation point. And who am I? Hey, I'm Terry Patrick, your friendly neighborhood tour guide and liaison for this journey that we call life. I always want to talk about some things that can help you in your individual journey. And I got something I really want to discuss today. But first, you got to know why I bring these messages to you in the first place. Oh, yeah, I do this for Pops and Fat Mama. Yes, my mother, my father, they have gone on to meet their maker, gone on to the upper room and made a rest in heaven. But boy, they put in a lot of sacrifices. A lot of sacrifices for me to be the man that I am today. And I want to ask you a question, cousins. Have you made a lot of sacrifices yourself? Have you put some things on the front burner to make sure this is what we're going to do and this is why we're going to do it? Because you got dreams. Yeah, you have aspirations. You have things you want to do in life, don't you? Yeah, I do. I have a lot of them. This podcast is only just one. There are many buckets. I wear many hats. I got a lot of spinning plates, if you will. Yeah, I got a lot of irons in the fire. Yes, and that's why I call this the funkiest show this side of the Pecos, baby. Because here on Word to the Wise, I'm giving you the meat and potatoes. No more soup and salad. It's 2024 and we got to do more. No more appetizer. It's time to get down to the meat and potatoes. Entree, baby. So today's question is the juice worth the squeeze? Did you go through a process and came out on the back end and said, what did I do all of that for? Well, you can't sit back and wait. You got to be proactive. I speak on that often. So you got to do what is necessary. But I've had those things where I look back in hindsight because hindsight is 2020. Yeah, you can look back in clarity. No one is a soothsayer. No one is that so clairvoyant that you can say, you know what, I know if I do this, it will be successful. No, you got to take a risk. You got to take a chance. And that's what life is. Yeah, those who don't take any chances, well, you will yield very low results. I love the fact that when I was writing my books, Skeletons in the Closet, You're Only as Sick as Your Secrets, in part 2, Skeletons in the Closet, Lost Souls for Sale. And be on the lookout for part 3 coming to backpack near you, coming to Amazon or an ebook form, anywhere that you can find books, it will be Skeletons in the Closet Part 3, She's Come Undone. I love the writing. I love walking around with these characters in my head. And I get to the point where there's certain things that the character would not do. They've taken on a life of their own. And I sit there and I write, and it's almost like I'm a fly on the wall in my own story, in my own novel. And that's the fun part. It's juicy and it's exciting, and my creative juices are just bubbling up. But man, the editing, the proofreading, the cover design, all the ISBN codes, and started up my own publishing company as well, Shepatrick Publications. I named it after my 3 daughters, and getting into the whole design efforts. And it was so much work, it just took the fun out of the writing. That process is just as long as the writing process. And I started asking myself, man, is the juice worth the squeeze? I taught myself how to do all of these things. Sometimes, man, you might just have to pay somebody. Yes, I know a good editor can go a long way and even enhance your story. Have you ever taken on a project, too much of it yourself? Maybe it's because you don't trust others. You don't trust others, so you say, you know what? I'm not going to pay anybody to do something that I can do for myself. And you take on the whole plate. When your vineyard, you're part of the plate. You are the entree. You are the meat and potatoes. Let somebody else be the side dish, okay? You need all these things to make a full meal. I know that there are some things out there that people, we like to be able to say, hey, that was me. I did it. The whole thing, the book editing, it is not my forte. I really wish that I could, but you know what I did? I would not catch those little mistakes, the little missing words, the and the. I would read it the same way that I wrote it, and I don't even see that it's missing. See, that's the thing where you need a second set of eyes. There's something else that I feel that is the juice worth the squeeze, and this is very, very debatable. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Drop a comment if you feel that it is a large gap between having a student loan versus the job market. Because you go through the classes, you love going through the classes and the studying part, and you are obtaining knowledge. It's a beautiful thing. But now you have this big, large loan that you need to pay. When you get out there in the job market, they're going to train you how to do the job anyway. The degree will help you get your foot in the door to get the job. And sometimes the person that's training you never went to college. So you ask yourself, why did I go through all that? Well, they give you a well-rounded education, do they not? You're not just learning what is your career goal. They want you to have a well-rounded education on many different subjects. Some things you may not even use in life, but that's okay. Having that knowledge is still very important. I'm going to tell you something. I used to be a big believer that knowledge is power. Any knowledge, get something, tiny morsels, get little pieces of some information if you can. Just keep accumulating information, knowledge, and that will garner you intelligence. But nowadays, in 2024, oh my goodness, cousins, let me tell somebody, listen to me. Half knowledge is dangerous. Just a bunch of little pieces. It's dangerous. There's so many people, especially out on social media and all these other posting sites and stuff, where you can tell you don't know the whole story. You are lacking the entirety of that information, and a partial knowledge makes you fully like an idiot. So yes, I had to change that mentality. And the same way I used to say knowledge is power. I had a young man stand up in one of my many seminars that I give, and he said, Mr. Terry, I got to tell you, you always keep saying knowledge is power, knowledge is power. I'm like, yes, I believe that. He was like, I disagree wholeheartedly. He said, it is applied knowledge that is power. If you don't use it, you lose it. You can have knowledge and never use it, and it becomes null and void. I'm like, you're right. Yes, it's not just having it, it's applying it. So how do you get that? Well, first of all, you have a dream and a goal in mind. Dream big. Yes, pursue your dream. Go after it. Swallow that fear and have courage. Courage is not something that you go through things and you do it without having fear. No, you're afraid and you do it anyway. That's what true courage is. That's what a hero is as well. You think a lot of heroes went through situations where they had to be brave for 5 minutes. They were still a little bit afraid, but they did it anyway for the greater good. You have to walk through that fear, and you have to chase your dream. Build your dream, or someone else will pay you to build theirs. Yeah, they'll pay you. And how much do they pay you? They pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. Yeah, it's like a carrot that is dangling in front of your face. That salary, it is just enough. Because if you were to strike out on your own, don't think, well, yeah, I'm the big boss now. No. Now the customer is your boss. Now your client is your boss. Your clientele becomes your boss. Even in a publishing company like me, being self-published, owner of the publishing company, guess what? The reader, the buyer is my boss now. So yes, you don't really say that, you know what, that's my idea of success. I want to get to a point where I can just kick my feet up on the desk and have me a corner office overlooking the city skyline. And no, that's not what success is. Success is, can we trust you with trouble? Can you walk through fear? That's what success is. Did you overcome something? Are you a overcomer? So if you're telling yourself, I got to sit back and I got to wait, is the juice worth the squeeze? If I put in this effort, will I yield some results back? Yeah, you want to be able to peek into the future. Yeah, you got to look at it like it's a crawfish. A crawfish. To me, it's a lot of work to get a little bit of meat, a lot of sucking the head and getting the juice out the crawfish. And I'm sorry, Louisianans, all the people from Louisiana and Mississippi who are listening to this right now, they're like, what you say? Well, crawfish are good. It's a lot of work just to get a little bit of meat. So yes, I don't think I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. I really don't. But if that's you, hey, more power to you. The bottom line is, when we are looking into our dreams and our hopes and our aspirations, you gotta have balance. When I say work, life, hobby, I'm talking about a threefold, a pyramid of prosperity. If you put all of your efforts into work only, yes, you're doing great at work. You're knocking it out the park. You are a winner. You're a superstar. But then you come home and your home life is in shambles. You are not winning. Yeah, they deserve your effort too. Your family does. If you give the best of you to the job, are you truly winning? That reminds me of one of my favorite poems by a poet from New York, one of the co-founders of the New Yorican Cafe, Miguel Pinheiro. And he said, I called my boss today to tell him I'm not coming to work. He said, what's the matter? Are you sick? He said, no, boss, I just feel too good to come to work. But if I feel sick tomorrow, I'll probably come in early. That is a great poem. You know why I like that? Because I think about it and it is absolutely true, but it's hitting on levels, man. We give our best to the company, to the job, to our career, to our occupation. We give our best. Our best days are spent inside the business. We'll put 20 years in of all of our best days, but the days we feel sick and we feel down, we take a day and you're confined to the bed trying to heal up so you can be better for the job. What if you had a great day and decide, I want to give this good me, this best me to my family? Yeah, you don't only get to see the tired, the exhausted me. You don't only get to see the sick and the infirmed me. No, I want to give you some of my best days as well. That's what I'm talking about, balance. Talk about hobbies. Do you have one? You need one. Yes, you need that release. You need that form of being able to get out there and say, you know what? I am going to do this for me. For some people, it may be woodworking, getting out there and working with your hands. For others, it may be some type of sport or community activity. For me, it's spoken word poetry and golf. I love a good round of golf. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I am not a great golfer, but yikes, we took golf in PE when I was a kid. I learned how to golf years ago, but I didn't know you got to buy all this equipment to find out you ain't got no game, baby. You got to buy all this equipment just to find out you ain't got no game. But I love nature, just being out there, and just the aspect of golf is me against this course. It's not me against the other players. No, it's me against these sand traps, me against the water traps that they have, me against the terrain, the fairway versus the rough versus the speed of the green, to be able to knock it in from a long distance. See, that's a metaphor for life. You're going to have different playing fields. Can you do them all in one hole? Can you do it all in one job? Can you do it all in one lifetime and be able to navigate around these traps? Do you have traps in your life? What about addictions? Do you have any? I don't care if it's an addiction to a strong mind-controlling, mood-altering drug, or just something as chocolate or reality TV shows. Show me where you spend your time, and I'll tell you what you love. Some people say, hey, I love horseback riding. Never been on a horse. You just like watching other people ride the horse down the beach. Yeah, that looks like it's romantic and exciting. It's an adventure. You've never been on a horse, but you do spend a lot of time on Facebook and TikTok. That's what you love. Show me where you spend your time, and I'll tell you what you love. Some people, hobbies may include chess. Now, I love playing chess. I just do not know how to win. I know how to move pieces. I know the game. I understand it. I understand certain strategies. But man, the end game is where I struggle. So yeah, I have not invested enough time to be great. And good is the enemy of great. I love playing chess, and there's a lot of metaphors therein as well in the game of chess. One of my best ones I heard, I believe, is from the MC, the rapper Method Man. And what Method said was, hey, at the end of the game, when it's all over and said and done, the king and the pawn go back in the same box. To me, that is a metaphor for life. The king and the pawn, they go back in the same box. When it's all over and said and done, we all wind up 6 feet under, carried by 6. Or even if you choose cremation, we all go from ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The king and the pawn, the rich and the famous, the poor and the pauper, we all wind up in the same place. We will spend more time on this earth beneath the ground and deceased than we do alive. So what are you going to do with your window? I look around and I see all the people in the world today, and I say, man, you know the odds it is to be alive at the same time on earth? Man, it's millions and millions to one. That person could have been born 100 years from now or 100 years ago, but no, we happen to be on Earth at the same time. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? These are my people, the world. We're here at the same time. Yeah, our time may come and go. Everybody will live in different factions, but everybody got the same opportunities if you make it. If you refuse to let people hold you down, they want to tell you, hey, you a pawn. Pawn can take out a king. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. If you are a person that says, you know what, I'm not even going to try because you know what, I don't think the juice is not worth the squeeze. You don't know that until the end. Sometimes you got to walk through it. But if you find yourself beating your head against the wall, you find yourself wondering why this wall won't crumble for me. Well, maybe you're putting all your efforts into the wrong bucket. Work, life, hobby, balance, harmony. Find all three. Because if you don't have a release, it stays bottled up. You may be satisfied to be able to lay around a bed with a whole bunch of check stubs. Yeah, this is my life. My work is my life. Trust me. When you meet your end, king, queen, and they put you back in the box, they'll find somebody else to do your job. Before they even put you in the ground, they'll have an opening for your position. And they'll get somebody entry level. And that's that person that dedicates their life. Well, who's winning? Is it your family? Did you have some fun along the way? These are the things that I like to talk about here on Word to the Wise, and I'm so glad you guys tuned in to the funkiest show this side of the Pecos, baby. But I want you guys to be able to check out my previous episode that I have. I just put it out a week ago, and it was called The Broken Window Theory. In the broken window theory, we start talking about those little things that we leave in life undone. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to fix it. And those little things start to add up. You can find this on YouTube at the T Patrick, or you can even find me on TikTok as Cat Daddy in the Mix. Yes, I'm all over, ladies and gentlemen. You can find this also in audio. But I would love for you to be able to tune in and tell a friend. And even better, if you subscribe, you'll get a notice right here about Word to the Wise podcast. But just think about what I just said. That balance, those three things. And if you think you can, I can determine if it's worth the squeeze from the beginning. You may not. It may seem like it's just a lot of work. It's just too much work. Well, anything easy come, easy go. Anything worth having, you got to work for it. And when you do, you appreciate it a whole lot more over something that somebody gave to you. So sometimes, yes, the answer is yes. The juice is worth the squeeze. You got to do it. And you had to have that gumption, that determination to say, I'm a winner and I'm going to persevere. I'm going to strive through these obstacles. I'm going to overcome. Even though I may not see the light at the end of the tunnel, I know that it gets darkest before the light comes anyway. I'm going to keep trekking. I'm going to keep staying on course. And sooner or later, I will hit my goal. And when I look back, I say, you know what? I'm glad I made that decision in the beginning. I'm glad I struck out on this journey. But someone's going to try to talk you out of it. Someone's going to say that's going to yield you mediocre results. Well, there's levels to this game. Yes, it is. Where you may be shooting for the stars. Me, I may just be trying to make it through this year. I may just be trying to accomplish one goal. Just like this podcast, I may just be trying to touch one person. Just give me one, Father God. Yes, of course, I would love to have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 20 million. and be like the other cat out there, Joe Rogan, who's out there doing his thing with a $200 million contract. I just want one. Yeah, 1 million. That'll be fine for me. And after that, Lord Father, give me one more. Increments, steps, levels through this game. What is your goal? Are you working towards it? Are you? Are you sure? Or have you given up? Do you have a history of giving up too early? Well, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't you quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Don't you do it. Because, hey, it just may be right around the corner, okay? And hey, this Wednesday is here, and you know what? Next Wednesday is right around the corner as well. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode right here on Word to the Wise. I always tell you, I'm not going to take a lot of your time, but I want you to walk away with something when I do. When I tell you I want you to walk away with something, this is what I want you to do. However, at the end of the day, we all know there's no guarantees in life. No, there's not. And the only way you will know if it's worth it in the end is to give it a go. And if you don't, you will have regret in your heart. So listen to your heart as well as your head and have some emotional intelligence. Be considerate and intentional in your goals. Have your eyes wide open and then leap forward into what I like to call that delicious unknown. Because life can only be understood backwards. But when we are considering to squeeze or not to squeeze, you got to know you got to live life forward. Yeah, you can look back and say that was worth it and that wasn't. Live life forward because life is too short. Man, you just don't know. To be able to wake up in the morning with a bunch of regrets. So love the people who love you and treat you right. Forget about the ones that don't and believe everything happens for a reason. If you get a chance, take that chance, boy. Come on, cousins. And if it changes your life, then let it change because change is coming and change is beautiful. And nobody ever said that it would be easy. I'm just going to promise you right here, right now, that it is worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And I feel like we go way back, like Fat Crayons, Hot Wheel tracks, man. Like Droopy Diapers and similar. Yeah, like slave ship voyages and African blocks way before pushing Cadillacs and before pushing rocks. Yeah. So every Wednesday we keep doing it just like this. That's all I want you to do in between time. In the meantime, just keep holding it down. Yeah, I'll see you guys again. And when I do, I'm going to do you like I do my sweet potatoes. I'm going to plant you now, but I will be digging you later. When you see me out there, give me one of these. Say, hey, cousin, I see what you're doing. Keep doing it. Because I get a piece of jewel every time you do. Yes, and tell a friend about it. And when you do, let them know that I'm out here swinging like Tarzan. It's a jungle, baby.
I hope you like the podcast and you really like the podcast.
Come on, be serious.
And you will like more podcasts. Like and subscribe.